Hi everyone. So today we are going back to our video 3, which is about the step 3, which is search and manage for information and find the solution. So in the first part of the video, which is identify the solution by understand literature review based on the information searching and related information. So we can refer to any internet resources or printed materials and information.
Okay, so allow me to share my points first. The point
Sure.
I searched from the internet is the central disease control. So according to them, fear and anxiety about this new disease and other strong emotion can be overwhelming, and workplace stress can lead to burnout. So how you cope with this emotion and stress can affect your well-being and the well-being of the people you care about, and your workplace and also your community. And during this pandemic, it is critical that you recognize what stress looks like and take steps to build your resilience and manage job stress.
That's a great point.
Thank you.
Anyone gonna continue?
Yes, I agree with what Qihong said.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to share my point. What is the guideline for general laboratory safety practice during the COVID-19 pandemic? This guidance is to address the general workflow safety concern of the laboratory personnel during the COVID-19 pandemic. All laboratories should perform site and activity-specific risk assessment to determine the most appropriate safety measure to implement for particular circumstance. In addition, facilities should to local policies and procedures as well as the applicable federal, state, and local regulation and the public health guidelines. As more workers return to the laboratory, extra measures may be needed to ensure and clean appropriate environment. Current protocols for cleaning use PPE and hand washing, high-touch location and equipment with high frequent or handling and contact person a higher probability of the contamination in the work area and should be disinfected frequently.
That's true.
Thanks, Wen Hao, and I agree with your point too. Now I'm here to sharing about the solution to reduce the impact of COVID-19 on business. The situation for COVID-19 gets more complicated because it was not yet clear how long the measure it will last. Also, unfortunately, the only thing that is clear that is as a result of global economic, then the impacts of crisis will be felt by many companies. So regardless on the situation developed, so there are some actions have to be taken to reduce the impact on COVID-19 on your company and prepare it for further crisis developments. So the first solution is whenever possible, set up the home office and enable your employees to work actively from their home.
Okay, I also agree with what Sangui said. Assess the impact of the pandemic on your organization from the operational and financial perspective.
Yep, true. Besides that, they can also manage cash flow across the supply chain.
Not only that, they could address the impact of the pandemic on obligations arising from contract with your business partners.
Other than that, they can address the key risks and ensure the business continuity.
Thanks, Hong. I so agree with it. So now let's move on to the next solution, which is the solution to reduce the COVID-19 cases. The public now is reminded to avoid 3C, which is crowded areas, confined place, close conversation, and comply 3W, which is wash, wear, and warn, as recommended by the MOH, so that the number of COVID-19 cases can be reduced as soon as possible. And remember, do not touch your face, eyes, nose, mouth if your hands are not clean or sanitized.
Yep, I think Shengui stated some important solution right there. So without further ado, I'm gonna share my point. So based on my research about from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, I found out that COVID-19 vaccination will prevent us from getting COVID-19. So firstly, all the COVID-19 vaccines currently available in the United States have been shown to be safe and effective at preventing COVID-19. And then the COVID-19 vaccines that are in development are being carefully evaluated in clinical trials and will be authorized or approved only if they make it substantially less likely you'll get COVID-19. So based on what we know about the vaccines for the other disease and early data from clinical trials, expert believes that getting a COVID-19 vaccine also helps us from getting serious ill even if we do get the COVID-19. So getting vaccinated in ourselves may protect people around us and particular people at increased risk from severe illness from COVID-19. So lastly, experts continue to conduct studies to learn more about how the COVID-19 vaccination may reduce spread of the virus that causes COVID-19. That's all from me.
Thank
That's a
you,
good
Xiaojie.
point. Thank you, Xiaojie.
Yes.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Not only that, we must also increase awareness and consciousness of zoonotic disease, which is a root cause of this pandemic in society or among our Malaysian people. According to NCBI, they had gone through a study, so they come up with some solution, which is Malaysian people should have basic knowledge of zoonotic disease, where we can implement that in schools and institutions. Not only that, Malaysian people also have to decrease their consumption of meat, milk, egg in daily life. Moreover, they should make more advertisement on televisions and media socials about zoonotic disease. And also, last but not least, farmers and owners of animals should increase the hygiene management on rearing animals at home and farm.
All right. Thank you, Tavi. After all sharing their points, so let us move on to the second part of the video, which is list out 4 to 5 solutions based on our literature review and also information searching. So anyone gonna wrap up everything?
Yep, sure, I'll wrap up. We have 5 solutions based on our literature review. First is we have to cope up with work stress by recognizing the symptoms of stress. Secondly, we have to reduce the impact of COVID-19 on business. And third, reduce COVID-19 cases through all the precautions. Fourth, we have COVID-19 vaccination, which they recently implemented. So getting that, we could prevent more effectively of this pandemic. And lastly, increase awareness of and consciousness of zoonotic disease in society. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tavi, for summing up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
So
true. Thank you, Tavi.
yeah. So guys, anyone wanna sum up everything or add up some points? If no, let us just end this video. So thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.